Hi traders, my name is Mike Hamilton. Thank you very much for joining me. It's that time of the week where we just stand back and look at the bigger picture and prepare for the week ahead and potential moves in the week ahead and opportunities to make money. And second half of last week I was shorting the Dow, and into Friday we came down to, you can see this massive resistance up here. So I shorted just 14 points under the high up on Thursday. On Friday, I at one stage had about 110 points in the account, not my bank, just only in the account. And it started to bounce. So I think I ended up with about 75 points profit from a short. But I took it off because of the way it was behaving, the way it was holding a big pivot level down there. And so I didn't want to go into the weekend short, particularly when I took the second half of the US session off, broke off early, and then went on and did something completely different to get away from my screens. And so at that stage I felt justified on the 1 and 4 hour charts in taking that off and letting the market do its thing. So now I've come back to the charts. This is a good bullish chart at the moment. All these lows down here are getting bought. We had after the end of last year, we dropped right into end of January. So January was incredibly bearish, red bar. That was all filled in red. Then in February we had a nice move up. So that was blue. March was somewhat difficult because we were in a little bit of a box. Topped out of that, and then as we come into May, so far we are holding up. So my plan is to do nothing on Monday, at least until late into Monday, US session, and then see what's happening. How is the market handling this level? Are they retesting that high there and selling it, or do we look as if we're going to end up closing the day high on this level here and potentially going up to 17,000? So that's my plan, just to stand aside and wait and see where we close on Monday. And if we now look at let's go straight into commodities. Let's look at the gold. I'm just standing right away from gold at the moment. I'm expecting to see some dollar strength, and at the moment this is not the season for gold. The season for gold is June, July. So we have got some bottoming patterns here. We've also got since we rode up here, the highs making lower highs. So we're in something of an apex. And I think we'll dip lower to come out of that apex to shake out the bulls, clean the decks a bit, come back down to the support, at which point I'd be interested in buying at around about anything between 1250 and 1275. So I'm looking to buy in this area here and then hold it to see if we can push back to these higher levels up here. But short term I'm expecting some dollar strength. Okay, so I'm standing aside gold, I'm not doing anything with gold. Let's look at the grains, starting with the soybeans. Soybeans had a great move. We came off, and the markets love the 50 EMA, and that was a massive support level down there at 1442. I bought at 1450 and I'm currently still long. Sadly I didn't add on the pullback on Friday, which is a bit of a shame because it was quite a deep pullback. But before we pushed close to the 1490 area. 1520 is massive resistance. So I don't want to leave too much on the table, because the last couple of weeks, the previous 2 weeks were red. So I'm hoping this is going to hold, but the weekly RSI is relatively high. So if I can get above 1550, I will ramp the stop up. We could potentially close above 1520, but if we just knock against there and sell, then I'll be looking to just get out and stand aside. In the meantime, the corn corn is nowhere near as good. We're struggling around the $5 mark here. 5,750. If we come back and do another retest of 495, I'd be a buyer to see if we can hold that and then launch our way back. But some nice moves: push up, pull back. So we zigzagged at 3 waves. Then we had an A, B, C correction. Nice D wave into 520. And now we are just in a little bit of no man's land. So take it easy with the corn, and the wheat is following the corn rather than following the beans. So you can see some possible signs of dollar strength as that race into $7.40, and now we're $7.2250. If we hold 700, 703, I will consider getting long the wheat, otherwise standing aside. And let's look at silver, because I was hoping for silver to hold 1925. It didn't. Massive support down there, so I'm just standing aside. So I'll give silver some more time. At the moment the highs are selling, so let's see if we can come down a little bit lower, possibly even to the under the 19 area, but I will leave it. Let's look at copper. This is a good sign for the housing market. This can be an indicator for the housing market. So a couple of big waves to the downside here. Then we started holding 28.50, pull back there. So we are inching our way up. A nice close above here. So this bodes. Well, the reason why I'm looking for this is for the miners. If we start to hold up here and we can push into here, 31.44, then that bodes well for the copper miners and some of the other miners. And oil. Let's look at oil. Oh, rough rice. Sorry, before I finish. I'm keeping an eye on rice to see if we can come down to 15.3 or lower. I'm currently 15.43. A lot of selling into last week, so just standing aside that one. Right, oil. Let me just find crude oil. Oil was good for day traders last week. In this range was very nice on the weekly 60-minute fib chart in that box. You can see we finished flat right on the 50% from this high here to these lows here. Smack 50 on 50%. So where do we go from here? I think with dollar strength, we could see some lower levels here, possibly into the 97, 98 level. So I would. There is a lot of support, some weekly support under these lows. Again, I'd be interested in how Monday closes, but it looks to me as if we might see a little bit more of a dip. Of course, if we close above 100, then I will be bullish and buy pullbacks. But in the meantime, standing aside, we have had a higher close, higher tests, and this is a higher low, but it's just that indecisive weekly bar that is keeping me away at the moment. Forex is very interesting at the moment. We've got CAD strength and US dollar strength, and of course that correspondingly gives us euro and pound weakness, and similar weakness in the Swissy as well. Let me just go back to my records. The ones I like the best, I like the CAD Swissy. I think if the CAD Swissy comes back to 80.40, I'll be a buyer. Let's see if we can wing our way up to 83, 85. I like the CAD Yen still. I got out of CAD Yen 84. I'm going to bank my profits for the week on this one, since I bought it at 83 area. I think we'll see 83 again, at which point I would I'd be interested in buying 83 to see if we can get up to 85 now. We had some very weak, I think it was jobs data for the CAD. A lot of support here, a lot of resistance up here, so I like a pullback to 93 area, then see if we can start to break up to 94, 95 on CAD Yen. On EuroCAD, one of the most interesting charts at the moment is EuroCAD. I'd like a retest of 15125, possibly higher, to get short the EuroCAD. It's had a massive run from 121, 122 up to close to 156. So I'm looking for the EuroCAD to at least come down to 146. But I want to short much higher up. Pound US dollar. That's a reversal bar on the weekly, so I'm looking to get short at 169.20, 168.90 or 169 is more realistic. The Euro US, I'm standing aside, that's already come down quite hard. And I think the risk reward ratio is low on that, because I think at the moment we're only heading for 135, so that doesn't leave me much room. The Euro Aussie, that's had a decent couple of days after Draghi suggested that next month we might see some overnight rates dropping, which of course would devalue. For a market to be bullish, it needs to see a rate rise in Forex. Any potential rate drop will see the value come out of that. The other one, pound yen, we followed a lot, so let's just recap. Pound yen, I am looking for that to drift lower, 170 and ultimately 168 or lower on that one. Yeah, we've come across all this resistance, but we are holding the daily 50, so I'm just standing aside on that. We've engulfed the previous week on the weekly bar, so Aussie US, we'll finish with on the Aussie US. And a little hesitant up there. I think overall, I think this will defy the strength in the dollar, but we will see potentially 93 again, 93.60 before rising to 94, 95. But RSI is relatively high. There's potential doji in the daily. We are hitting resistance levels, so yeah, that one is could potentially just roll over with the overall strength in the dollar. So I'm basically not trading it. I'm much more interested in the EuroCAD, the CAD Swiss and the CAD Yen. So I'm looking for CAD strength overall. Right, data. Let's get the data in front of you, because that's going to be crucial to my... Why is that not showing? That's interesting. I had that before. Right, let me get rid of this. Okay. So for data, we have a relatively quiet day on Monday, with the exception of some Chinese data showing new loans lower. Fed balance. Now this is why I think we might get some real dollar strength. This Fed balance, although it's not a red on the calendar, we're looking at a potential dramatic improvement in the federal budget balance. If that's the case, I think that will show a lot of dollar strength. That could really turn the dollar. So, but that happens 2 hours before the US market shuts, so it's very late in the day for the UK, 7 PM in the evening UK time. But that could set the tone for the week as far as Forex is concerned. Otherwise, not a lot going on. Core retail sales looking to be okay in the US. on Tuesday. On Wednesday we got UK jobs looking to be slightly better. Inflation reports. Inflation for the US looking to be weaker. Core price inflation looking to be flat in the US on Thursday. Philly Fed Thursday and Friday. Building permits. So a pretty quiet week apart from that Fed balance at the beginning of the week. So I think that Fed balance could set the tone for a potentially stronger Dow and a stronger dollar. And I think that could also influence the CAD because the two economies are related, so closely knit. Okay, so join me in the room. I will open the room for the Dow Open, but not looking to get position until at least the Dow settles down. Maybe not even taking any trades at all on Monday until into Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Monday Traders Roundtable, if you've not booked your slot again, is going to be the best setups for the current market, which is going to be based around the change in the markets through the high frequency trading, through algorithmic trading. In other words, you and I are facing robots when we're trading in stocks and indices and so on. Algorithmic trading is having impact on most markets and most stocks. So I'll be talking about what algorithmic trading is, how to see it, what form it shows in the charts, and how to trade with it rather than against it. So I hope you join me for that, and I will see you then.